what's up, everybody? So we've got a lot of interesting news to get to. Let's get to the rundown. First up, we've got a juicy legal battle brewing. Nintendo and the Pokémon Company are suing Pocketpair, the creators of Palworld, for patent infringement.
Bullying isn't cool, bullying is lame.
Now, Palworld has been quite successful, even hitting a peak concurrent player of over 2 million players, gaining a lot of attention for being Pokemon with guns, but Nintendo is not too thrilled about it. They're claiming that Palworld infringes on multiple patents held by the Pokemon franchise. Interestingly, Warner Bros. Recently managed to patent their Nemesis System, the groundbreaking mechanic from Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. This move has stirred up quite a bit of controversy in the industry, and it might give us some insight into how the dispute between Nintendo and Pocketpair could play out. If WB can lock down a patent on something like the Nemesis System, Nintendo might have a strong case. Next, let's talk about EA Studio Manager Vince Zappella's recent comments on the PS5 Pro's price. Zampella has come out defending the $700 price tag, saying it's actually not that bad considering the performance you get. But let's be real, his views seem to be in the minority.
Thank God for that. For that, yes.
Many gamers and industry insiders are raising eyebrows at the high cost, and we'll dive into why.
Death comes from the void. We defy its cold embrace.
Finally, we've got some thoughts from Saber Interactive's CEO. He's expressed his frustration with the trend of imposing morals and messaging in games. With Space Marine 2, he just wanted to make a straightforward, old-school game focused purely on fun and immersion. We'll discuss his comments and what they mean for the future of game development. That's what we got for today, with a little more sprinkled throughout, and I'm joined by the brightest minds on YouTube to give their expert analysis. Welcome to the Cash Consumer live stream.
For them to show up.
That's hilarious. No, it's 100% true. That is true.
Oh god, everybody's like, no, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Stop that. You know, it's like I do degrade myself sometimes, you know, when it's appropriate, but you're silly with it.
What is this rules for thee and you know, not for me? BS.
I don't know. That's I don't like seeing people do that to themselves, especially when I know it's like, I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. You know,
I guess it's another some people I do it in a humbling kind of way because I don't like, you know, first of all, I'm smart, right? But I like to play dumb. Okay. So nobody kind of uses that. Yeah, I'll be honest, right? So a lot of times I play dumb to avoid the responsibility or anything like that might get thrown onto me. Like, oh, dude, you're smart. You can do this. I'm like, nah, I'm dumb. I don't know what 2 + 2 is, man. Leave me alone. Leave me out of this.
Right on. You got to be careful, though. You might end up in a situation. It's like, oh, well, why do we have you here? Sorry. Get your walking papers. Get out of here. You know,
that's a fine line. Yeah, it's a fine line to walk.
Yeah, true.
Right on. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get it. And I agree with the smart part. I agree. You know, you're super, super athletic. The football, the basketball. Man, we were in all that.
Yeah. Hey, I was showing my kids, right? It was a picture of us like in the past. And we barely ever had photos. Like, remember the flip phones? That's what we were rocking, right? So one of my photos had like the timestamp on the bottom, and I was like, "Dang, I'm that old."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
yeah, and my kids couldn't even recognize me back in the day. They're like, "Who are you? The one all the way to the side?" And I was like, "That's me." Like, I shaved my head. I'm bald. Remember we were rocking that for a little bit?
Yes.
Like we were rocking.
Because it costs too much to go get a haircut. It took too much time. So we just shaved it all up. Yeah.
We were working it, man. But you too, man. Dude, just seeing you go crazy on the field, man. I loved it.
It was so much fun. So much fun. Oh my God. All right, that's enough reminiscing right now. Hey,
sorry.
Calm that down. But we got J-Book back in the house. And super great to have you here. And then we've got Nas, the indie boss, gracing us with his presence today. This is going to be super fun.
Come on. The only thing I have better to do right now is sleep. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I feel that though. We're all parents.
You guys
right?
are just a level above. You just beat it up by this much. Right on. But Gigi couldn't be here today. Something's happened in her family she's got to take care of today. So thoughts and prayers out to her. and hope she comes back soon. Send
Sending
nothing but love.
condolences.
Yep. But other than that, we've got a show filled with stuff. We're gonna try to get through this in a timely manner, but you know, because everybody, you know, I want you guys to enjoy your Saturdays, you know, not looking at this ugly mug, you know.
No,
for the next
man,
2 hours.
handsome. You
Ah,
just
come on.
handsome. Stop it.
I think at this point he's just fishing for compliments.
Yeah, you're right. He knows what he's doing.
Stop that. No.
Yeah, you do.
No. But Pokemon is suing Palworld. Apparently it's a patent dispute, but we all know it's because they look very similar to this. But the future of this ruling could, you know, change the way that people get inspired and use that inspiration to make games. So I'm hoping, you know, they come down on the right side of this, just for, you know, future games that are coming out. And then we're going to be talking about I skipped over that one. Oh yeah, a comment from Vince Zampella. Apparently he has no problem with $700 price tag on a console. So we'll definitely be talking about that, and I do have some questions to ask you for that. And then we have another CEO of Saber Interactive. We know that was it? Goodness gracious, I had it in
a
the
little
intro.
bit more based.
Yes, a little more based, which we need right now. We
Allegedly.
Yeah, that was in there. Allegedly, he made these comments. Yeah, I bet he did. Because you know, freaking 40K looks super fun. Like it leaves no room for any of the BS. You know, it's just mow down enemies and have a blast doing it. But he made some comments about messaging in games, and so we're going to talk about that too, with a little more sprinkled throughout, obviously. But I do have one trailer for you guys. Nas, you probably know this, know what it is. I think you posted it on Twitter. But J-Bug, this kind of seems like up your alley. You're kind of like a GG Scotty mix. You know, you like your scary games, and you're an Xbox guy. You know, so maybe you'll like this, maybe you won't. We'll see.
Yep. Let's see. Cue that up.
We will cue it up. This time, I have to make sure that I have this volume on. Oh my God! Last time. But let's get over to that one real quick.
All right.
Hey, I'm Nath, and this is my tech noir survival horror game, Holy Body.
Oh yeah.
You play as Meek,
never
a
seen
black
this.
market delivery driver who's searching for a missing partner in a long abandoned British city. I'm making this game solo and will be releasing on Steam and GOG later this year.
Smell. Something's burning.
If you like what you see, it would really help me out if you wish listed over on Steam. There's also a demo available there if you fancy giving it a go. Alright, enjoy the footage.
Oh, God. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, that's somebody actively being electrocuted.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, that camera angle.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I hate that camera angle.
Oh God.
Great job with that. Like the atmosphere creation. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'll get to that later, but this is something I want to talk about later. But holy crap, like this does kind of remind me of like Resident Evil.
I was thinking of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel. Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like this part, the open.
What's that?
Is that a guitar?
It is. Yeah. What is this game?
Oh, it's like
It's
a
a
little heart
game.
block.
It's a game for like killing zombies, and this dude gets chainsaws, guitars, lawnmowers. Yeah. I could see inspirations of many games mixed into one.
That menu system definitely reminds me of Resident Evil.
Yep.
All right, so I'm assuming we like this, don't we? This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play it, but that doesn't
I
mean I
would.
don't like it.
I would play it.
Okay, we got a volunteer.
Yeah. But this is on Steam, right? And it's not on Xbox or is it?
Oh, I don't know about that. I know it's definitely on Steam. Let me
Okay.
see.
Here, hold on. Yeah.
Because I definitely get the Resident Evil vibes, and
Mhm.
then I get that. So I'm thinking of like Evil Within vibes, like with airy atmosphere and the little crazy stuff. But Silent Hill definitely is what inspires this the most because of the fog. Just seems like a different dimension.
Yeah.
But it's not zombies like Resident Evil, but you still got the gameplay like it. So I could see a lot of inspiration from different games, like the dogs too. That's Resident Evil.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
that scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
This
That
is on PC only.
Oh, okay.
Right on. Okay, so Nas, you're good. And also, freaking
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
don't
Blood,
don't
you're
mention
good
me.
too.
I'm not playing this.
Yeah. I'm gonna see how I could do this. I never played Stream before, or Steam. I mean.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to get through this. I'm too much of a chicken. I've said many times.
I got a scary game queued up to play after I finish with Hellblade. So
Yes.
Stay tuned for that.
I can't wait till
What-
that comes on Sony. But go ahead. Sorry, Nas.
What, you're not going to tell us what it is?
no. I gotta keep some secrets, Just wait, wait for
okay.
that live, wait for that post.
It's like
and then come
Frodo.
watch.
Okay, keep your secrets.
All right, fine.
Gotta
Be
leave
that
some
way.
suspense, some mystery.
Yeah.
What kind
Actually-
of game is he talking?
Some anticipation. Build it anticipation.
There was a game that during the 6-1 Indie Showcase that Scotty and I were looking at that
Yeah.
looked kind of cool. It was a first-person boomer shooter, but with some horror elements to it. Not too much.
Ooh.
It was called Painted in Blood,
Ooh.
and it actually looked really good.
Ooh.
I think I've seen that. I liked it too.
Like the level design and the artwork, it was neat. Like I was trying to figure out like what inspiration it looked like it was drawing from, but it's got elements of like what the hell's that game? Oh shoot. Oh no.
Crazy. I could do this too.
Here, hold on.
Oh, my brain's melting. What game was it?
Oh my goodness.
You play as Corvo. You're an assassin.
And what's the name of the indie game from the showcase?
That game's called Painted in Blood.
Oh, that's right. Painted
Oh,
in blue.
Corvo Dishonored. That's what it is.
Dishonored.
Nice. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
boomer shooter with a little bit of that too. It
Oh,
kind of liked it. We both kind of liked it. We both we were so in an upcoming video we're going to go over our top 5 from the showcase. I think that's one that we both agreed on.
wait a second.
Okay, nope, I haven't seen this one.
Painted in blood.
I was thinking I saw like there's a movie Painted
Yeah.
in Blood.
It's got to be the
Yeah.
same thing.
That's the thing that I was thinking about. But let me see if I can.
Oh, does it have like an old school feel? This seems like PS2, PS3 era graphics.
Right. So during the showcase, we actually saw a couple of games that looked like they were made for PS1,
Oh, that's gonna be great.
which was really cool. Like there was one called hang on, I got my list right. Airframe Ultra was the only racing game that we saw, but it looked like a PS1 game and it looked like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Airframe Ultra. So again, I think that was that on both of our lists? I think that was on our. I better stop. I'm giving it away right now.
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now. Oh,
Check-
you have it on there.
It's freaking.
Yeah.
It's like Doom, dude.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Doom-ish. Like it has the essence of Doom,
Oh, that's great.
Castlevania type of vibes with
Yeah, yeah,
song,
yeah.
like vampires and stuff.
That was
Mhm.
scary. I didn't like that. It's just, it kind of just like
Oh, yeah.
phased. You know, it didn't even just like fly. It phased at you. It's like, oh god. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Okay,
like
so I'm
the fire rate. But go ahead. Sorry, J. Buzz.
yeah. I like that too. I like all action games pretty much. If it's action, if it's horror, if it's blood, guts, if it's fast pace, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah.
Ones that I'm hard to get into are the slower paced ones
Hmm.
that build stories because I can't read. So like if they don't read the script for me, I'm just gonna blaze right through it and then just kind of don't know what I'm doing and just stay lost. But
Yeah.
action, fast paced. That's all for me.
Yeah.
And this is-
J-Bug, I wouldn't worry too much, but you've got somebody who's on the top rope behind you. Who's
Yeah, I see her. I see
flying elbow.
The top rope.
You know how like Gigi has her cat cameos?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my daughter. She's been, trying to stay inside here, do flips, and it's like, baby girl, please just go out, go to your room real quick.
Oh man, I think we all know the struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right on. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, no, I feel we feel your pain there. So what's that one? It's a hollow body. Well, this one's painted in blood, which looks really freaking good.
Yeah.
Coming to Steam. The first one was hollow body, and that's going to be a scary one.
Yeah.
A little bit of mix of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I mean, I didn't even get when it's coming out. Do we know?
Oh, Hollow Bunny, I think, is already out.
Oh shoot! Okay, right on. Go get it now on Steam.
It looks good though.
Painted in Blood
It
doesn't have a
definitely
release date, but Hollow Bunny, it's only $22. Well, $2. It's only $22. I mean,
Oh, dude,
that ain't too
that's a
bad.
good get.
And I feel like he would actually support his game and do updates. So it's
Mhm.
not gonna be like one of those, oh, let me just get your money and then off to the next project kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Which
worth the investment.
it's hit and miss with me as far as those things go. It's because it kind of at some point it feels like you're just trying to milk this one project.
Yeah.
Like Sony. We'll get to it, but Sony
Yeah.
feels like they've been chasing the live service money for a long time, and it is biting them in the butt in historical fashion. It's crazy how bad it's doing for them.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Oh, we'll get to that next. What a segue. All right. Let's talk about Concord and how from what we thought, we thought they lost about 180 $200 million. Come to find out, we might have been way off the mark. It might have been double that. And that's coming from an insider. I want to say he used to work at IGN, and now he hosts a podcast with him and his buddies, I believe. And he's got something to say about this. So let's move over there real quick. All right. And so an insider contacted his name is Colin Moriarty, and someone from that worked on Concord contacted him, and this is what he's talking about right now. Yeah, pause.
A $400 or $400 million dead weight.
Yeah, it was gone within a work week. It was.
That
was
is
like 2 weeks.
crazy.
Yeah.
400 million.
Yeah, Spider-Man
Oh
2
my
cost
God.
300 million, and the return on
still-
investment was worth
Yeah.
spending $300 million. Now so he goes on to say that the full 400 million didn't come from Sony. Apparently, Concord with Firewalk, they were getting funded by some other big studio that threw in the 200 million. And then by the time Sony got there, they threw in another 200 million. Or, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, right? At least that's how I understand it. But $400 million. Still very high cost.
For what they got out of it, yeah.
Yes.
Exceedingly high.
Yes.
But apparently this was later on in this interview or during this show, he talks about how this was like Herman Hulst's baby. and they were really, really banking on this being successful.
He's one of the CEOs now, right?
He's one of the two. Yeah, the Totoki is, I think, is the other one, and then Herman Hulst is
Oh boy.
for the gaming side.
Great job, Sony. You know
So,
how to
yeah.
pick them, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Like
Great
Jim
job.
Ryan just was like, I'm out.
I'm
I,
out.
I can see where this
He's
is
pulling
going.
the ripcord with this golden parachute. God, I'm out.
Yeah.
Safe.
This is your problem now. You guys have at it.
No kidding. And we do have an article. Maybe they'll go into it a little bit more, but this is coming from Bounding into Comics. This is from Spencer Pachuli. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, someone who worked on Concord, and this is probably referencing the podcast we just watched.
Yeah, it is.
But it says the story goes that in the first quarter of 2023, Concord had basically entered into an alpha state, said the former IGN reporter. This was before Sony had even purchased the team. But Sony had been working with Probably Monsters, which was the original owner of Firewalk, and Firewalk probably since late 2020, maybe 2021 at the latest on Concord. The game was in development before that. Up to that point, when the game went into alpha state, they had already spent about $200 million on it. It's unclear how much of that money is from Probably Monsters and the original investors in the game, and how much of that money was from Sony when the game had already had $200 million spent on it and was basically in an alpha form in quarter of 2023. From that point until the game launched, Sony spent another $200 million on it. The scuttlebutt behind the scenes about Concord is that the game was in a laughable state or shape when it was shown. And he goes,
I mean, the expectations for games that are in alpha states are not very high. They're supposed to be full of bugs.
Yeah.
You know, graphics aren't finished yet. It's not balanced. It's basically it's almost a proof of concept, but a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And for it to be in a laughable state for alpha, how bad would it have had to have been if that's true?
Yes. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I boil it down to they started it when hero shooters were big, huge. They were like, oh, we should make a hero shooter game. And that was 8 years ago. And the landscape completely changed by the time they were ready to release this. You know, people had already found the looter shooter that they like. They, invested most of their time into those live service games. And here comes Concord, not doing anything exceptional, not doing anything outside the box to get people buzzed. Get people buzzing about it, I guess.
Yeah.
So
well, they did, just not in the right way.
Look at this take. Look at this guy.
And
He's
they
like,
want me to pay $40 just to start playing. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. And analysts even say it's like $40 wouldn't have saved this.
No.
Free to play. Sorry, free to play. Going free to play wouldn't have saved it. You know, it's just brutal that Sony was the one that made this decision. No shade to you, J-Boog, but I expected Xbox to make a decision like this.
Dude, I think it's too much people that are up top making bad decisions on, like, they have no business making decisions. And they think, investors, how can we make them money and all this and that? Let's go to simple concept. I don't care if it's done or not. We got to push it because we have buzz around it. It's going to work. Don't worry about it. And then they just push it out there and look what happens. That's truly what I think, man. Like, a lot of these guys, they just get money hungry. The only games that I think that can be out, like, okay, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, Payday. Those are like some of the games that I think that can go a whole 10 years and then they can make a new one. And people are just going to be on board about it. And like how you mentioned before with hero shooters, like, yeah, it was popping then, but I mean, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, even Battlefield, coming out. You got people pulling, attention to all these other games. And then you're going to just try and go on the coattails of hero shooters and getting inspiration from that. And then kind of make this. No, that ain't going to work out.
It's like they were chasing the train jumped for the railing and missed it completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without really like making any effort to understand how the train works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it does seem a little arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the assumption was just, oh, everybody's doing a hero shooter, let's put one together,
Mhm.
it'll be great. Then we'll also be in that business. People will come to us because we're Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mhm.
know if that's that. I mean, it could be that that's even more thought than they put into it. I don't know. Judging by the results, it's hard to see that they put any thought into
Yeah.
this, any
Exactly.
like cogent, serious thought into it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
crazy.
it might seem like I'm kicking them when they're down, and that's not my intention. It's just I'm trying to work back from what the result was and think like, what are the reasonable decisions that somebody could have made that had led to this point?
That's
Like,
true, right? Yeah. Like what kind of, I guess, information you saw, or what kind of thought process you had when you came up with the idea then to push this game to where you think, oh, we're gonna be so profitable, it's gonna be the next best, like not even to be the next big thing, just to get some form of profit out of it.
Be
Like,
a thing, be a
Yeah,
thing.
a
You
a
know?
thing. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I don't get that. Oh shit, that was a bug. I don't like. It's just, it was crawling on my leg, and I looked at it, and it was like a spider. And I was like, oh my god, I was not
You're-
expecting that.
You're right, though. I mean, it does seem kind of like they had blinders on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like during the whole process from when you decided you were going to make a looter shooter up until now, did nobody think, hey, you know what, we need to course correct, we need to do something a little bit different because the market is too saturated? Is there nobody paying attention to the market conditions while this game is in development
Mm-mm.
to feed back up to the higher ups? Or maybe that was happening and the higher ups were just like, no, we're sticking
That's
with
it.
this because I want to. We'll
That's
never
the thing.
know.
Yeah.
No, I 100% like that last one that you said. That's it right there. They don't care. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we really don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
we
lot
won't.
of different points where this could have just failed.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to point at one thing and say it was that, but sometimes it's the whole system that's messed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like another game that was a hero shooter was Star Wars Outlaw, that I heard a lot of flack for, that I think EA was making.
But Battlefront, or wait,
No, so there's
Outlaws,
this
that was
game.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
that wasn't
Ubisoft.
a hero shooter though. That was
Oh.
the one that just came out.
It's like an open
Yeah.
world.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that one.
Open world Star
Mhm.
Wars
I was-
adventure or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was hearing a lot of flack on that. And then ones that are actually into Star Wars started playing it. They were like, dude, there's a lot of potential here.
Right. Right.
So
yeah.
I think another thing that kind of hurts people is the reviewers, the critics. They sometimes get way too ahead of the game
Mhm.
and push bad publicity. I need water. Where's water? Bad pub
You're so
on these
real.
games, and just kind of, it just kind of halts the momentum that they
Mhm.
do have going forward.
No.
Kind of like,
I will push back on that and say
Go ahead.
something like Black Myth Wukong. Everything
Ooh.
that came out, the controversy with that, and it
Yeah.
blew up. Blew
my
up.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's a
Hogwarts
great
Legacy, another one that was mired in controversy and sold the most that year. I want to say it was what, last year? 2023? Yeah. It sold the most in 2023. So it it has to have good bones. You
True.
know,
Yeah,
people have got to
that
see
makes sense.
potential in it. But
Yeah.
if you're, I don't know, man, it just feels like they really didn't market it well, in my opinion, for Outlaws. And then even,
Well, hang on a second.
yeah.
We don't know. They said that their marketing spend for this was going to be the highest they'd ever spent on a game. We're talking about Star Wars Outlaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know where exactly that marketing budget's going.
Very
We
true.
don't know if it's going to the games media or going to paying for bots on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that, because there was
yeah.
evidence of that, like
Yeah.
artificially boosting the game.
Yeah.
So we can just say, hey, I'm going to spend a lot on marketing. I'm not going to tell you what form that's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
But
sense.
I did want to hit in a point in between you guys when you were talking about like reviewers damaging the game, and then Fox, you were saying how the media can boost a game that doesn't deserve it. Basically, what I would take away from your discussions, like, you guys aren't wrong, you guys are both right,
Yeah.
but all it comes down to is don't trust anybody that may be compromised.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Somebody who's reviewing the game, you don't know if they've gotten a free copy, or you don't know if they've gotten some swag or some stuff from Disney that says, hey, give our game a boost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same
that's true.
time, what you saw with Black Myth Wukong, it's a game that a lot of people played, apparently. Set a couple records, I don't know, something like that. And the games media were trying to drum up an artificial controversy, and then they kept citing each other over it, and it just kind of became this incestuous bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine.
good.
It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about
Yeah.
that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's so
That was
true.
true.
You can't really, you can't, I'd love to be able to say you trust this guy or you trust this outlet or whatever, but you can't. You have to just learn, you have to be a smart consumer and form your opinion based on like not just one thing, but a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Right. And somebody's telling you don't play this game. Ask yourself, why are they telling me not to play this game?
Yeah. I fall for those clickbait traps that, don't, before you buy this game, this game sucks. Yeah. Or don't buy this game because I bought it and here's 5 reasons why. And just I click on it and I'm like, dang, you got me.
The thumbnail is so enticing.
Yeah.
I wish we could get on that thumbnail level. I wish we could get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But the whole premise behind what they would say, to read like the whole clickbait thing would be maybe their personal opinion would be like, oh, the game should have been more open world, but because it wasn't,
right,
I'm gonna ding it.
Yeah.
And little things like that kind of go into
that's not good
people's
faith.
brain. Yeah.
Right.
That's not good faith. I mean, you judge. I mean, if I'm playing a platformer, I'm not going to get mad at it because there's no fishing.
Yeah.
For example, like I'm not going to. It's so stupid. Like judge the game on its own merits. What does the genre say that it is? Okay, does it meet these criteria? Okay, great. Then I'm going to judge it based on that. But I'm not going to judge it just based on I wanted something different and they didn't cater to me and I'm angry about it. Like, get out of here with that.
I've seen so many of those, and I'm like, man, you guys are just at this point just fishing, just throwing your line out there, fishing for something.
Yeah.
And then trying to bring a stir up. I don't know, just trying to get views too. So that's the thing.
Too. That's another thing too. You got to be careful with those who are
inauthentic.
Yep.
Yes. So I usually jump around five reviewers for a game and then kind of make my own jump on that point. So
I trust Skill Up because the guy, he in his review of Outlaws, he said that it wasn't horrible, but it had game breaking bugs, and it didn't look like the amount of money that was put into it and maneuverability and all that. He rattled off some things that he had issues with. And that's why I trust him on a lot of reviews that he has. He absolutely loved 40K. That's not why I'm playing, but it feels good to have that validated. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is a great game. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly that's a perfect example when you find somebody that you are seeing that doesn't really have any skin in the game and will tell you like an honest opinion, honest truth. Like this is an issue, a game breaking bug. Don't care who you are. If that's something that pops up in there, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. So
but
you're good.
Anything I see that says don't play this game, it's like no. Right off the bat, I'm gonna completely discount what you're saying.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
I mean, I trust what I see with my own eyes and my own like what the game that I play. Like that's why I play a lot of demos. So if I play a demo and I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying this, it's great. Here's something that I don't like. Other people might not be bothered by that, right? I'm not going to say a game is bad. I'll say a game is not for me.
Yeah,
but I'm not like so in my own head and only focused on my own vision that I can't see why somebody else might not appreciate this. Like Hollow Body, for example. I sent that to Gigi. The first thing I thought of when I saw it was I sent it to Gigi because I know she loves horror games.
Yeah.
And that's why. I mean, they're not for me. I'll admit that. Like I'm a chicken, but she's interested in them. I'll send them to her.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody don't play this game because as soon as you do, they're going to go play it. And that's part of. Honestly, there's a part of me during the whole Black Myth Wukong thing that I thought, is this like some sort of reverse marketing? Is this sort of
I always think that. Yeah.
Right? Did Game Science pay them to like drum up this controversy so more people would know about the game? Like, is this just some sort of marketing 2.0? Like, have they leveled that up? Right?
Yeah.
And I wonder, like,
hit that. Yeah.
then there's a part of me that inevitably wonders, like, are they smart enough for that? Are these game journalists smart enough to see through that? Because some of them are.
It's like
A
maybe
lot
they
of
were
them aren't.
baited
but-
into it, you know. It's like
It could be. Yeah, it could be that they
throwing
just
out that
they took
red
the
meat
bait,
for
you're right.
the people who would care about that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? And they were like just bit all over it, and then all of a sudden, Black Myth Wukong is one of the highest selling games of 2024. It's like, hey, yeah,
Yeah, they've. I mean, think about. Well, we're going to be talking about an article where it almost like the Saber CEO one, where you could. It's just kind of proves how easily you can bait some of these people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. On that note, let's move on to our next article. This is one of our bigger ones. Well, one of the three anyway. Pokemon or Nintendo. And we it's like one of the most surprising, unsurprising things that we saw coming from a mile away. Pokemon decided to sue Palworld because they're infringing on patents. As far as I know, we don't know what that means quite yet.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for
Oh, Pocketpair doesn't even know.
You're right, exactly. No one knows. Nintendo's just like, we're gonna get you for something. It's just we gotta find it first. And it never works out well. Well, it's always in bad faith if you find the crime and then work your way back to how how you get it to pin it on this person. There's a word for that. I can't remember what it is, but let's get into the article. But here we go. We got Reuters here. This is being pinned by Reuters, apparently. Nintendo, Pokemon Company, sue Palworld, maker for patent infringement. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have filed a patent infringement lawsuit against the maker of survival adventure game Palworld, the company said on Thursday. The lawsuit, filed with the Tokyo District Court on Wednesday, seeks an injunction and compensation for damages on the grounds that the game made by Tokyo-based Pocketpair Inc. infringes multiple patent rights. Palworld, dubbed Pokemon with Guns, became a breakout hit following its release in mid-January. In the game, players can use guns to capture and train cute creatures known as pals. I should have skipped that. I don't know why I read that. The company will begin appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims, it is said in a statement. It is truly unfortunate, yeah, I'm sure, that we will be forced to allocate significant... Oh, no, this is Pocketpair, I believe. Significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit, the company said.
I think that's what they said on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Pokemon Company said in January it would investigate and take action over any infringement of intellectual property rights. Pocketpair in July announced a partner. Oh, that's another big one too. Yes, Pocketpair and Sony are partnering together, so we know we're gonna get anime. We're gonna get all kinds of swag. Oh my God, what is the proper word for that? I can't remember it. That was lack of a word.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, or apparel.
Right, just so toys, apparel,
Merch.
That's what it was.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always.
But
Like,
I mean, swag works too.
yeah. But yeah, so that's a big thing, right? So I do think that was part of the reason that Pokemon and Nintendo decided to go ahead and go after Pocketpair, because with them being partnered with Sony, that means that the sky's the limit for them right now.
Oh my God!
If they want an anime show, they have an anime show. If they want little pals on shelves, plushies and stuffed animals and stuff like that, stuffed pals, they got it. With Sony backing them. So before it could get too out of hand, I think the Pokemon Company and Nintendo's like, let's nip this in the bud. Let's go ahead and take some wind out of their sails so they can't compete with Nintendo or Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now I might be totally wrong about that. They might find something in Pocketpair's portfolio that's like, oh, we freaking took this right from Pokemon and just changed the colors and boom, there's a pal. But I doubt it.
I just think Nintendo is jealous that they couldn't come up with a parody version of Pokemon. that is Palworld and
Yeah.
profit from that.
Yeah.
So I think they're beating themselves in, the head and like, dang, why couldn't we think about this? Oh, these guys got it. Let's try and get something from them.
Oh yeah.
At that being, that's I think they need to do more marketing, get more FaceTime with more people, and maybe like at a second game throw out merch, because then you have something really rolling there. Because if you start throwing merch out now and the lawsuit comes and then all of a sudden you gotta like take all of that stuff back, it's just kind of,
oh man, it's big trouble after that.
Right on.
So
So I think just if they could hold it, together, see what happens, make a second game or an update or some kind of major thing, get more FaceTime, then they could go that route with Sony backing them up. I could see that being a great recipe for them, and it could be a household name. Oh, look at that PAL, like in the PAL
Did you get
version
the
1,
latest PAL?
Yeah,
What if they do the
you know.
card game? Oh, dude.
Oh,
That would blow
dude.
my mind.
Oh, that would be so crazy, right?
Jeez.
That'd just be rubbing it in Nintendo's
Yes.
face at that point.
Oh
It's like,
my
look,
God.
we got our own card game, Palworld. And it's like the trading game. Anyway,
I'm supporting.
I'm curious how this is all going to shake out. If this even goes to court,
yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
I'm
You
hoping
mentioned
it
in your
doesn't.
intro.
Mhm.
You mentioned in your intro the Nemesis System. That case never actually went to, because there was a patent lawsuit, I think, on that one, and I don't think it ever. I think they settled out. Settled
Right.
out of court.
So, thank you for doing that. Thank you. Sorry. I actually, I wanted to, because they were all together, right? So Warner Bros. Finally secures patent for Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis System. I'm gonna try to skip all the, the Nemesis System is blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that. Here we go. Finally, it concludes Conquest battles. Patent will go into effect, blah, blah, blah. Any developers who build game features that include all the above aspects or enough to risk infringing on the patent must purchase a license from Warner Bros. So they successfully patented the sorry, I was making sure the door's closed, but they successfully patented the Nemesis System. And what I see, and so one of the arguments for Pokemon being able to win this is that they hold a patent over, catching monsters with a ball, right? So, and I think that is absolutely unfair, because then, like, what you can't make a game that you catch monsters in a ball. What the heck? How can you patent that?
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah.
I mean, could somebody somebody that owns the IP of Ghostbusters, for example, then sue Nintendo for saying that we catch ghosts with a ghost trap? Like,
Right.
it's fairly similar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if that can't hold up in court, then you could just change from the ball to like a box.
yes.
Yeah.
No, so I was
Yeah.
thinking like
Or a cube or
a
something.
cube with rounded edges.
Yeah.
Or
I-
dodecahedron or something, some sort of like, I don't know.
An
yeah.
octagon or something.
I would have loved
Yeah.
like a semicircle, like a semi-sphere, right? Cut off, and then like have a holographic image of what the Pokemon is or the PAL is inside the ball. I think that'd be freaking dope. I'd love to see that. But
Or you could just go like old school. You could have gone like, instead of using some sort of ball device, like you actually have to catch them. You have to lasso them. You have to like, set up
Yeah, I can
traps
see
and
that.
yeah.
stuff like that. That would have been interesting. It'd be a little bit more grounded of a monster
Very
catching
true.
game.
Very true. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask now. So how do you think this legal battle is going to shake out? And what are the broader implications of this case for intellectual property rights for the game industry? So where do we go from here? Well, are we not allowed to, take inspiration from things? Because yes, you're throwing a ball, but it's like you're throwing a ball, catching a monster, but it's not Pokemon. It's distinctly not. You know what I mean? You can use guns. That to me is the biggest difference. Is like you use guns in
Yeah.
here. You can use them as slave labor and all that good stuff. So it's different. It's different enough, I think, in my opinion, to differentiate itself from Pokemon.
It is. You're right. But the patent may be on one specific thing. That's the big question mark about all of this, is we don't know what the patent is on. But with this, let's just say, okay, Nintendo goes to court with Pocketpair, Nintendo wins, and let's just say it's over the means to catch whatever monster. Let's say it's the ball, whatever. Because we still don't know.
Right.
Then it's a matter of finding, okay, Nintendo's put their big foot down. We know that, okay, this is where the line is. So where can we work within that? Where can we work so that we're not under Nintendo's toes? We still want to do what we want to do, but we have to find a more creative way of doing it so that we're not getting Nintendo's lawyers looking at us like we're the next target.
Right.
And people are really creative with that. Like, we just came up with some ideas that use a box, use a
square or something, like
a hologram ball.
Or something.
It's magic.
It's a digital. It's a digital ball. It doesn't exist really.
As long as I think like it identifies Pokemon and then it identifies Palworld. Like them two entities are separated. They could take it to court. They could do whatever, as long as that separates and it's nothing where like, oh, you grab inspiration from Pokemon to make Palworld and we're fighting for the license of that. Then I think it'll spell trouble for a lot, because Hollow Body had multiple inspiration from a lot of different games. And then you could start thinking like, now the bigger companies are going to start beating up on the smaller developers, and then it'll just go all downhill from there.
Again, we're not talking about copyright. We're talking about patents.
Patents.
So if there's something,
that's true.
If there's something specific that Resident Evil has patented, then the games have to sort of stay away from that, because I think patents are I don't know what the difference, especially because this is a Japanese court, so I have no frame of reference at all for how that works.
They don't like
the copyright and
stuff.
copyright and patent lawsuits are handled differently. No, I'm not a lawyer. I can't say.
Right.
So like the patent portion of, let's say, Pokemon would be how they look, right?
But that's the thing, though. Like with the patent, how do you patent like throwing a ball and catching a monster? How do you patent that?
That's the thing. As long as that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as like with Pokemon, they can patent whatever they want, right? As long as they don't patent it to where it hits Palworld's inspiration to make Palworld.
Right.
As long as those two separate, Pokemon can just go ahead. I want to go to court for this and that. As long as that happens, and it's not one of those patent stuff where it kind of leaves legal interpretation for other people to try and sue other people for then going ahead and, you got inspiration from here. As long as it just doesn't spell that kind of way. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy for. Go for it. Pokemon getting a patent for how you catch or how you use your Pokemon or how you create Pokemon. I don't even know. Again, like Nas is saying, like there is no real. So whatever way they do it, as long as it just doesn't go that route.
And so a couple things on that, like it feels like it's a large company trying to close the door on the small company. This is what we have all these things in place, these antitrust laws and things like that, to protect the small company from the big company so they have a chance at being successful, right? So that's one part of it. It feels really, really dirty that Nintendo would do that and that the Pokemon Company would do that. And secondly, it stifles innovation, right? It forces you to be more creative with how you get around that kind of thing. But I'm not saying copying it one for one, which Palworld didn't, right? Different piles, different color balls, it's different. But if they were just allowed to just be, to do what they wanted to do without, infringing or copywriting or infringing on the patent, we would have many, many more variations of Palworld and Pokemon. It'd be more monster catching games out there. But Nintendo likes to stomp out competition before it gets going. And now, playing the devil's advocate, I get why.
I get
losing out on money. That's that might have been coming to you. And also, you know, let's say, you know, people had a bad taste in their mouth from a game that came out that looked similar to Pokemon, you know, that looks bad on you too. So I get it, but let Palworld do their thing, especially if they're not breaking any laws, if they didn't like this
Well, we
whole
don't know
thing
yet.
is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And the protection that you were talking about for Palworld also has to exist to some degree for Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if Nintendo is kind of allowed to just be taken advantage of and people are able to copy and
True,
use
true.
their patents and stuff like that, then what incentive do they have to create anything new,
Yep.
knowing that a whole bunch of tag-alongs or whatever just following along
Yeah.
and just taking advantage of their creativity? Like
Yeah.
there's less incentive for them to do that,
Right on.
because if somebody creates a competitor that's half the price, because they
Ooh.
didn't have to put all that work in
Yeah.
to be creative, they could just copy Nintendo's homework.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, this
Right
whole
on, yeah,
thing
yeah.
came about
Mhm.
when Nintendo saw how similar Palworld is
Yeah.
to Pokemon.
It's what's
We don't
that's
know
really
that,
funny.
though.
It's
I mean,
funny because
I
like
think
the
so.
fans
I'll
did.
be honest. I think so.
Fans came to like fans were
People
looking
were talking
back at
about
them.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
people were talking about like, when's Nintendo gonna sue Pocketpair from like
Exactly.
the beginning, in the very beginning, as soon as the game got popular, like this Pokemon with guns, all Nintendo's not gonna like this. It's only a matter of time.
They're like fans of Pokemon. We're looking at the Pokemon company. They're like, you gonna do something about this?
Yeah.
like no, it's all good. Just hold on. It's like we gotta find something first, you know.
Yeah.
But I think what broke the camel's back was them partnering with Sony. And it's like, okay, we might need to
Yeah.
settle
This is
a
getting
little.
serious now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. You got like 25 million plays on Steam. That's cute. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And you know, I've seen some people talk about the timing of this, like, oh, they were waiting until Palworld got like really, really big before then they sued them, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the case.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's sometimes these proceedings, like putting the lawsuit together, can take time, right? It's not just you just like you're playing a card game and you just put your card down and be like, I'm suing you.
this isn't
No,
Monopoly.
it's-
Yeah.
Guy, could you imagine if Monopoly had lawsuits?
Oh god. Oh my god. That game would never end. You
That
know?
would
it
break
would-
even more families apart.
Exactly. Yes. More families would not be able to communicate with each other. It would just be bad.
Yeah.
On that note, let's get into our second one. Great job, everybody. My gosh. This one is of Vince Zampella, in his comments about defending the $750 or $700 price tag. Well, really it's $800 if you want a disk drive,
Well,
which is
That's $1,000 if you're Canadian.
yes.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Nas. I'm so sorry, Nas. But let's get into this article. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I do have some questions I want to ask you guys after this too.
All right.
All right, so we have EA Studios general manager and Respawn Entertainment co-founder Vince Zampella has defended the price of the PS5 Pro, saying it's actually not that bad. The next Battlefield deep in development, no one cares.
Nope.
Relayed by IGN, Zampella was asked what he thought about the PS. This is what I care about. I care about this part. Relayed by IGN, Zampella was asked what he thought about the PS700 price tag, to which he replied, consoles have been expensive. If you go back, some of the older consoles were just as expensive, probably adjusted for inflation, for probably more. We saw with Jeff Keighley's chart that he put out with the adjusted for inflation, the Pro is still the most expensive console, but leaving all that, so at
It's
first
the most
it
expensive
seemed-
one you can buy right now. Yeah.
yeah in
Like-
yeah, oh yeah, I want to say we'll, if we have time, we'll look at it, but it's actually not that bad. And if you get a $700 PC, you're not getting the same performance that you're getting out of it. I beg to
agree with
differ.
that.
I beg to differ. I saw a video and a guy was trying to make a $700 PC, trying to have it around the same specs, and he was able to do it. Like I think he was like $5 off or something like that. But you can get a decent PC, and I thought he had a 3060 Ti in it as a graphics card, and it was that's pretty good. You know what
Now,
I mean?
see, I agree with what he said there.
Mhm.
If you get a $700 PC, you're not getting the same performance that you're getting out of it. You're absolutely right. There is so much more I can do with my $700 PC than I can.
Yeah,
with
that's
my
what I was thinking.
PS5.
I was hoping you were going that route. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's so many more games I have access to. Sony's releasing their games on PC now anyway, and I can also play games on Steam. I can play games on Game Pass, whatever. I can play all of my old retro games on DOSBox if I really wanted to. So yeah, he's absolutely right. You're not getting the same performance as you would out of a $700 PC. And I am totally fine with that.
100% yes.
Yeah.
I'm in your camp. I'm tucked right there in your camp, Nas. Exactly right. So I mean, it's a balance. Is it expensive for people? Absolutely. Not everybody will be able to afford it. Would it be better if it was cheaper? Sure. I want more people to have it, but it makes sense, really. I'm gonna say there are a lot of ways to skin this cat. The pricing thing, right? They were going with the lost lead and trying to make it. Oh yeah, they can't really do that now because they don't have the games to pick up the slack for a low console price, right? The games are just not there. So that kind of like sends me reeling into this whirlwind of thought. So it's like, why do it? You don't have the incentive to get this thing because the games aren't there, you know?
What exactly is this guy's argument?
The components,
not that bad.
It's gotta be.
Dude, I feel like that statement that you just read right now, you ever, when you're in school, you have to do an essay and you have to have a certain amount of like words. I felt like when you read that was absolute nonsense. Like, what are you saying? Yeah, it's not going to be for everyone. It's absolutely expensive. Do I want more people to have it? Yeah, like
I know.
but it makes sense, really.
Yeah,
like what?
Just talking from both sides of his neck. Yeah.
Yeah, like, all right, if it makes sense, okay, state your case.
Yeah. But how does it make sense? Like, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Like,
no, it doesn't. It made more sense for them to scrap the PlayStation Pro altogether. Yeah. PlayStation 5 Pro. Because, for one, who is going to go out and spend $700 for this console? I mean,
there will be.
The PlayStation 4 Pro sold like 15 million units. I am so interested to see how many units this thing sells. I'm waiting for those numbers to come out because I mean,
what about that 30th anniversary edition? That's the same thing, but gray.
I'm sorry, but I absolutely love that. I saw that. I was
oh my God, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I would not get the Pro, but I'll get the anniversary edition.
And did you see the Portal? Dude, I hate that. I mean, I'm not gonna get explicit, but I loved it, is what I'm saying.
Really?
I loved it a lot.
I'm in the camp. I don't care what the console looks like. I look at it when I take it out of the box, and that's about it.
Yeah,
it could be hot pink with like lime green. It could look like the Mystery Machine from Scooby Doo. I don't care.
That's actually kind of cool, though. I like that.
That is kind of cool.
I'm a fan of Scooby Doo, though.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I kind of would want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you really think about it, as a gamer, you see your like little box.
If they gave the option for like you can for $700, I'm going off track here a little bit, but imagine, okay, you got your PS5 Pro, you could customize your own skin for it. So you could buy a PS5, you get the same, you get the whatever the standard is, but for a PS5 Pro, you have the option of like a God of War themed skin, or you've got like a Palworld, not a Palworld, but Astrobot or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean that I was saying last week, like if you're going to charge this price for it, you've got to give people more because the value just isn't there.
Right. Right.
Absolutely right.
In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm right there with you.
What is the PlayStation now? Like $450, right?
Yeah, the base is like
I think so.
$499. Oh, well, I don't know if it's gone on.
There's a $50 difference between the one with the disc and without. I think $450 right now.
$450 right now, right? I would, if I never had a PlayStation, I would jump in on that $450. Yeah. Okay, no, I'm lying. I take that back. If I've never had a PlayStation, looking to jump into the PlayStation, I might go for the $700 one because it's the best one out. Now, when I think about it more logically, as opposed to just kind of being one of those people that just jump and get the newest and greatest, I would go for the $450 one instead because there isn't a big enough of a performance difference. Oh my God, I couldn't breathe. I'm fat. That I ran out of breath just now saying that last one. I had to like push it out.
Oh my god.
But,
Right on, man.
but with like, I would not. There isn't a big enough performance difference for me to, justify that purchase. So I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. Of course, people will buy it, but it's not going to be, whatever quantity they want it to be.
Right.
Now, if they would have saved this, because now I feel like it's incremental increases.
Yes.
So when like the PS6 comes out, it's going to be like, well, that's just a PS5 Pro, but with more storage maybe, and then go from there. So I would wait a generation, maybe jump in on the PS6 Pro if that's a thing, because it's still, I see like maybe another 2-3 years before they do something like that, and then it's not going to be that big of a difference, I don't think. So that's what I would do.
I mean, we're not really at the stage where the PS5 is starting to hit its upper limit of what it can do.
Exactly.
That's what makes this decision so baffling. You know, it's like, I get that you have a roadmap. Hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna release the PS5 Pro, blah blah blah. But this generation has been so damn weird. Why not just scrap it?
Did this happen with the PS4 Pro? Were people wondering like, why does this need to exist?
Yeah, I think I heard things like that. Like they're like, why?
Like, was it the same sort of response that we're seeing now, where people are like, this is too much money and it's not useful? Like, was this the same thing that was happening when the PS4 Pro was coming out? Because I'm not sure.
But the
PS4 Pro, this is unique.
As far as I know, it released at the same price as the base. I want to say they both released at $399.
Yeah, there wasn't that much of a difference between the two.
And that's why people are like reeling. It's like, dude, why is it so much more expensive? Because the incremental changes in what you see, it's not good enough. It's just not that Sarah Bonds. It's not that leap in technology that we that they think it is. It's like, sure, it looks good, but it's really not that much for me to pay $200 more for this. So it's like, why not just scrap it? Why not just scrap it for this generation?
It's a compulsion.
Maybe.
Because this is the way it's been for forever. You have your Nintendo Entertainment System and you max out what you're able to do that. And you see the later releases of games on Nintendo and what they were able to pull off, and it's actually quite impressive.
Yeah.
And then the SNES, the same thing. You have games that aren't really taking advantage of the hardware, and then as the developers learn to work within that structure, they start pulling off like amazing feats by the end of it, to the point where, okay, we can justify getting a new system after this. We can justify creating a new system so we can do more.
Exactly.
But that's not happening as much anymore.
Yeah.
Nope, that ain't.
It's like the biggest ones was probably the PS1 to PS2. That is the biggest like visual upgrade that I think that we probably will see. It's all diminishing returns after that.
Yeah. Like I saw somebody trying to break down the price difference between what the PS5 is now and then the new one, and they were saying that the hard drive, right, that increases. So
true. Yeah.
They were like, okay, what's the price tag for that? Like, okay, let's just add it on to the 450 that we have. Let's add that additional storage price tag to that, and then whatever the other increase was, they said, let's add that to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it being justifiable like that. That's what they were claiming. But to me, that's still, you're not giving me an increased performance in graphics.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not, you right now don't have games that are pushing to the limit like you guys were saying. So there is no need for all of that yet. What else? Like, you're not a different shape model.
Hang on a second.
And they're just retreading older games. But go ahead. Sorry.
Sometimes you can get a game that will take advantage of the hardware fully of a PS5, but that's only because it's poorly optimized.
In those cases, yeah.
But what is there to look forward to? It can play The Last of Us 2 really well. It can play
a game that most people have already that have a PlayStation. A large number of people have already played.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hogwarts Legacy. What's the God?
Yeah, I saw that they were showing off with the with Hogwarts Legacy, it's like, ooh, look at the floor. I'm like, I'm not looking at the floor from playing this game.
Yeah, no, you're looking at the giant spider that you're trying to kill. Cast spells on, dude. It was so much fun. And I think I mentioned this to Gigi when I first started playing. I was like, hopefully it builds up my love for the world, and that way I can have more appreciation for Harry Potter. And it certainly did that. That's awesome. So much fun. And I went back and I watched like all seven movies. They were damn good, but not perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the crap out of them.
Yeah, me and my wife saw the Deadly Hollows Part 2 2 nights ago.
Right on. Yeah.
She's a big Harry Potter fan, so
cool.
We've seen it probably about 17 times. So
the Deathly Hollows, man. When he goes back in time, spoilers, right? But when he goes back in time and casts that spell for himself, I was like, that's lame. I'm sorry.
I thought it was cool. Did you see it building up to that point?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't for some reason. I was like, cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, so it was him.
So the thing is, it's like, why not cast a spell when you're sitting there dying, have your face ripped off by these freaking hollows? It's like
if he knew it, right? Like he knew the spell.
Yeah.
And then I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the time travel part, like I thought maybe he would have learned the spell there, but when you get to that point, he already knew it. He did it when he got there.
Yeah.
He should have done it in the beginning, like you're saying, to avoid all that.
It's like, oh no, I'm having my face ripped off by these Deathly Hollows. Black. Oh no, there's Black. He's gonna save me. It's like, oh no, that's you, Harry.
Yeah.
Huh?
I kind of see what you're saying.
Here.
But I'm both. I enjoyed it, but I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Right. All right. What's happening right now?
Yeah, I don't know. We just jumped. Yeah.
Talk about Hogwarts Legacy, and then you start talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's what ADD gets you.
Yeah. Oh, bro. No,
that's a blessing and a curse. And so much content comes from that, but oh my god.
Oh god.
Goodness gracious.
I'm not sure it's an ADD issue. I think it's sometimes honestly, I mean, because you guys have known each other for a long time, and you're just talking with friends, right? And that's just how the conversation flows. Like you talk about one thing and then it reminds you of something else, and it just kind of clicks.
Connects the dots, right? Like in your head, you got that one thing.
Yeah. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, how do we start talking about this? What happened? And then the fun is retracing your steps.
Yeah.
That's
like,
hilarious.
oh, that's why.
Yeah. And then you start again. And then it's I love conversation. I love how it just flows organically.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh my gosh. Oh,
it's good to have somebody keep us in check, though. Definitely.
Yes. Oh, thank you. No,
I was enjoying the conversation. I was just like, I want to see where these guys go.
So the question is for you guys. Do you agree with Zampella's assessment of the $700? And how do you think the PS5 Pro's pricing compares to the cost of performance? I mean, we answered the second one, pretty damn well.
Oh yeah, I agree with Vince, but just not for the reasons that he states.
Yeah,
or he's implying.
Right on. I guess, shoot, man, we've said all there is to say about that one. Zampella kick rocks, or Zampella, whatever. We'll move on to our last one, and this is the Saber CEO, and he's talking about how with 40K Space Marine 2, he just wanted it to be as fun as possible and engaging and immersive. He says, allegedly, that he's tired of people putting messages in their games. You know, we're talking to you, Concord. We're talking to you, Dustborn. And we'll get into what he says specifically, or what he allegedly says specifically. This is coming from PC Games. Is being pinned by Will Nelson. Simple. I love that name, buddy. Saber Interactive CEO Matthew Karch appears to claim that Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 is a throwback game that avoids overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. Karch's supposed comments are in response to a Zach. Oh, that's right. Wait a second. How in the world? Because that actually exists. How is it alleged when he actually comments that on Asmongold's? So what are we doing here, Will?
I have no idea.
It's because they're saying, well, maybe it's a fake account.
Okay.
But,
okay. This is a Asmongold video on the shooter, which reacts to the notion that Space Marine 2 is a reminder of what we lost in video games. Nope. Hey man, CEO of Saber here. I love your videos. The account writes in response to Asmund Goes Above Clip. When we signed the deal to make Space Marine 2, all I wanted was a throwback game. We had the chance to work on something which by its nature was old school. I can't even comprehend many of the current games that we play these days. They are too complex and too much of an investment. We worked on Halo back in the day, and that game could be distilled down to the simplest of shooting loops, but it was entirely addicting. This is what we wanted to recapture. I hope that games like Space Marine 2 and Wukong are the start of a reversion to a time when games are simply about fun and immersion. I spent some time as Chief Operating Officer at Embracer with Darth Lars, and I saw games that made me want to cry with their overblown attempts at messaging or imposing morals on gamers. We just want to do some glory kills and get that heart rate up a little. For me, that is what games should be about. And I couldn't agree more, allegedly, with Karch on this. You know what I mean? Absolutely phenomenal. We can go through a gamut of games that have failed because they are trying to impose a certain message on people. You know, and people are just tired of it. They're just sick and tired of not being able to escape the world that's like breathing down their neck or ringing in their ears all the time. All they want to do is kill some freaking aliens, man. Can I do that?
Yeah.
I want to take a break from this world, so I'm going to go to another world that's completely separate, has its own rules, laws, lore, and everything. And I want to just live there for a bit, and I want to give myself a break from the current world that I'm living in because I need to.
That's right.
That's it. That's it. That's all it is. It's no big mystery.
Yep. Like, I think they just get too much into it. Like you guys are saying, and just go back to the old ways where you're just having fun. You're escaping from this world. Simple. Nothing crazy. Just have a good time. That's it.
What did that dude say that was so wrong? He wants games that are about fun and immersion. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh good.
You
We can't have that.
Oh god.
We have to be preaching all the time, every time. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's simple, stupid stuff.
I mean, you hear people say this all the time. It's like you have to force people to change the way that they think, right? So you've got to make it hard on them. So put the message everywhere.
You can try.
Yeah. They try hard, and what we're seeing now is a huge rejection of all that garbage.
Well, yeah, because they've made the mistake of assuming that their audience is dumb.
Yes.
Or the people who want this stuff is bigger than it really is.
Yeah.
But sorry, I keep interrupting you guys. I'm sorry.
No.
Good.
You're good. Good. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, like this is what happens when you think your audience is dumb. When you assume that if somebody else gets their messaging to them first, they'll win. This isn't capture the flag. You're talking about real people that have thoughts of their own. I know sometimes when you're on Twitter, it's hard to think that way, but it's true.
Oh my god,
it's 100% true. Yeah.
I mean, people love retro games for a reason, for this reason, and people are playing retro games more nowadays because of that. Because it's just a simple world I can go and I can play and I can forget about all my problems. I can forget about work. I forget about like family issues. I can forget about that jerk that cut me off in traffic. I can just go play this game and just relax and just put my brain on pause and just do some fun platforming, kill some zombies.
My favorite game is Black Desert Online. And
I gotta see what that's about.
It's one of
There's so much to do in that game. Holy crap.
Yeah. And literally the biggest thing about it is just the action. Like there's 23 different character types, right?
Okay.
And there is like the action is the selling point of the game. So you could literally go around for an hour and kill things. And that's what I want to do. I want to go an hour, 2 hours, run around, kill some mobs of monsters with epic, just action-packed moves and everything like that, and just learn how to do different kind of things. And then if I want to go and chop trees for an hour, I can. Or if I want to be a fisherman on my boat, I can. Dude, like there's so many things in that game that like you get so lost into it. But
J-Bo took me on like an extended tour of that game.
yeah, and I killed
was,
my horse.
he, he was trying to show, like, well, we weren't trying to. You showed me like all the different things going on. I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap. This
Yeah,
game is
it's
huge.
massive. Like, it is crazy. The map,
What's the name
like,
of it again?
Black Desert
I'm an
Online.
idiot, man.
I think it's free to play, right?
So
Oh, that's the one you tried to get me into.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I tried to get you into. It was free to play. Then now it got off of the Game Pass, and I think they had a recent sale for the game. I think it was just $10,
Mhm.
and then you could get it for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. There's throughout the year they go on sales, but yeah, man, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. I love it. I'm an action junkie, so that's how I escape from this real world. Like, when I just want to get away and I want to do things, I jump on that.
Okay.
So there's no current day stuff in there?
No, none of that.
Yeah.
No, well, it's soon.
No Planet Earth stuff in there. Just all like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Hold on. It's definitely no current day stuff in there.
no, none of
Just
that.
like what they tried to get Stellar Blade on. It's like, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I just saw a picture like
Yeah.
that for Dark.
like think about it. Think
Black Desert.
about
no,
your
they don't
favorite
care.
game. Think about your favorite game. I don't care how old it is.
Mhm.
Right? Think of like Pac-Man. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And they just insert modern day stuff into that. You still gonna feel? I know I'm not gonna feel the same
Yeah.
way about that game because
Mhm.
I can't use this to really escape the
Mhm.
real world. The real world came to my game. It cracked open that window, and now it's
Yeah.
sitting beside me, telling me that whatever.
Yeah,
Right? Like
yeah.
Well said. Well said.
I don't get why this is. I don't get why this is hard for people to understand, other than that they don't want to understand it.
Right.
They're
No.
choosing not to.
They
Yeah.
want to force it down your throat through any means necessary. You will comply.
Yes.
Or you won't have any games to play because we got all
You're
the
sounding
games
like the
out here.
Borg.
The Borg, you will comply.
Resistance is futile.
Resistance.
Yeah.
How was that game, anyways? Is it still popping off? Like,
What's that?
Which one?
Just real quick, the one that all the bugs Starship Trooper.
Hellblade? No, not
Oh.
Hellblade.
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
Mhm.
How is that? Like,
It's
Warhammer reminds me of Helldivers.
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 So, yeah, I called it Hellblade too.
Yeah.
Helldivers. So people were getting frustrated because of the whole PSN requirement that
Mhm.
Sony
Oh, that's
walked
right.
back, only didn't really walk back.
Exactly.
And then there were some issues with how the game was being balanced and what they were nerfing, and people were finding ways to play the game that they enjoyed, and then the studio Arrowhead was nerfing it.
Yes.
So there's-
Oh
But
man.
there's apparently a big patch that's coming out or soon to be coming out that's going to address a lot of those issues.
Yeah.
So
Again, it's
who
those
knows?
higher ups, man,
Mhm.
doing dumb things. Like, why backtrack on a PSN authorization? Like, that was just the dumbest thing ever.
It's
You got
dumb.
people going in without that and having a great
Exactly.
time.
Yes, that's
Well,
so.
I mean,
But they're
God
still
of War.
selling. Yeah.
Sorry, God of War Ragnarok, which just came out for PC, is
Mhm.
getting bombed on Steam because it's again forcing a PSN requirement
Mm.
Mhm.
to play a single player game.
Yeah,
It's just greed. It's like they
is.
want you to sign in and get in front of their stuff and buy their stuff. Buy their 30th
we want
anniversary
your-
PS5 Pro, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
We
like,
want your data.
exactly
Yep.
that too.
That too.
But it's like, dude, just put the game on there and let people play. You're putting a bad taste in people's mouth. But
It's really,
yeah,
it's the dumbest thing.
Mhm.
It's the
It
dumbest
really
thing
is.
because if you're bringing it to PC, that means people are going to be pirating it. If people don't want the PSN requirement, an
Yeah.
alternative that they have is to go find a repack of it, go
Yeah.
pirate it, and you will get nothing from them. If you
Mm.
didn't force the requirement, then more people would be inclined to buy the game on PC.
hmm
So,
Yep.
Ooh.
I don't get it. We
Yeah.
were doing fine without it. Why
Yeah.
why try and do it now?
why try to force this? Especially when people have very, very loudly told you, stop it. We don't like this. We don't want this.
hmm
I mean, you saw what happened with the Helldivers 2 review bombing, and that got
Yes.
them to address the issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't get it.
Nah, I don't either.
They don't understand PC gamers. I think that's a big part of the problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like they'll wait. They're
That
real
arrogance,
patient.
the arrogance that Sony has demonstrated in the past will not fly with PC.
And I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This is totally unrelated. Freaking,
It's-
have you guys ever seen Hilda?
Hilda,
Hmm.
what is it?
No.
It's a
Like-
cartoon where this little girl and her mom are in this world filled with like fantasy creatures and stuff like that. The lore is really
Hilda.
cool. But she has like a pet fox deer, and I've been trying to find, because this game's coming out with the protagonist having also a pet fox deer, but it's absolutely huge. What's the name? Do we know the name of that?
Pet fox, but I know.
Are you talking about this?
Yes, that's Hilda. Yes, and
That's
you see her
Hilda.
little pet fox deer
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
So I think it was my son is the one that found that. Dude, it's one of those. It's like one of those shows where it's for kids, but it's also for adults. You know,
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's tight.
it's really
And
good.
there's a game coming out for this?
No, it's just a show, but I was trying to use it as a jump off point to find the game that I'm looking for. You know,
Oh, I get you.
I'm
I get
stupid
what
that
you're
way.
saying.
Sorry.
No,
I got
I've been trying to find a game that I saw like months and months and months ago. Because
Uh-huh.
one of the games that Scotty and I were looking at during the showcase was one that was made of it. All the art, the characters are made using paper, and it's actually their second time doing it, and it looks really cool. But I
Yeah.
was trying to remember this other game by some I think a British guy who had done this
That's not it.
incredible paper craft work, and he's making a game based on it. All of the art, all of the scenes are done with paper, and I was trying to find it and I'm still not able to. So
Mhm.
I have to go back and try.
Hmm.
I know it's out there because I know it's on Steam, but I having trouble finding it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
same. My gosh, I wish I could find this thing. It looks
I-
so freaking good. And like they're fighting against some dark matter. It's this goopy looking stuff, but it looks like so much fun. I'm gonna have to go back and watch a skill up video about it, but that sucks. I just can't find it. You know,
I hate when that happens.
Me
There's
too.
so much information in your head, so much good things that you just kind of forget about all the other stuff.
that.
Oh, man.
it is a problem. It is. A problem.
Yeah.
It's like especially all the good games coming out. I gotta remember
Oh, yeah.
to check out 40K and what's that one? The Plucky Squire. It looks like so much fun. Dude.
Plucky Squire. I haven't seen that
Yes.
one.
It's
I'm gonna
so
look it up
awesome.
though. Plucky Squire.
So
Plucky
I did
Squire.
look up just to see, pardon me, because we were talking about Warhammer 40K, and I wanted to see how many people were playing this game right now. This game that allegedly doesn't have any messaging and just lets people have fun and be immersed in it.
Yeah.
And there's currently 86,459 people playing this game on Steam.
Right on.
On Steam.
Yeah.
Right on.
It has a all-time peak of 225,690 players.
They're doing all right.
How many has Concord got?
None now. They've been shut down.
Yep.
After spending $400 million on it.
Oh
Great
my
job,
goodness.
Sony.
That's so
Good
That's
job,
something I
Sony.
expected out of Xbox. Dadgummit.
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. No. Seriously, the way we're doing, I don't even understand what we're doing. Acquiring these studios and cannibalizing them, and then doing absolutely nothing with what we have. Like I have no faith anymore. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna get out the gaming industry
So
and just be.
the thing with Xbox, I think they're in a better position than Sony is right now. They're positioning themselves to be the only show in town when it comes to, what do you call that? The Netflix of gaming, right?
Yes.
They're doing really good.
In that aspect.
Yeah. However, it feels like they're not being forthcoming with a lot of what they're trying to do,
Mhm.
you know, because they feel like their support will just diminish, which, you know, that fair point. That's fair enough, right? But, you know, people don't like being fooled. We don't like being duped. Just be honest, you know?
Correct. And I feel like they're gonna get out the industry. They're just trying to find a nice way of saying it because I don't hear anything about a new console coming out or anything. So
Actually, I mentioned this last week. It's interesting that you bring that up. that because we were talking about the law of diminishing returns with consoles, and I speculated, and I don't have any proof. It's just thinking that maybe Xbox, maybe Microsoft saw the way the wind was blowing, and knowing that they're not really going to be able to push consoles much further, so let's get out of the physical console market and just focus on being a publisher and developer of games.
Yep. No matter what Sarah Bond says.
You know what? I mean,
So
I don't
ridiculous.
trust anything that anybody from Sony or Microsoft says,
Yeah.
because they're full of crap
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of times. I mean,
Yeah.
I judge them by their actions. I judge them by their deeds. I don't judge them by what they say. Anybody can say anything. I can tell you the sky's orange. Like,
Yes.
They'll give it their best shot. That
Yeah.
gaslighting is real.
Crazy.
what they say, their interviews, and what they're saying to the public is part of their marketing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
meant to drive people to some course of action or to think a certain way. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean it has to be true.
True.
How many
Just
times? Yeah, like how many times have we seen them say something that's later on proven to be absolutely false? Why would you then believe that person when they say something about something else?
yeah, it's just trying to stir up emotions in you. Happy, sad, man, whatever. Good, bad publicity. It's good publicity, I guess.
Any
Or what was it?
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
Which-
That's the
that-
one.
Which I
Maybe
don't- I
before the
think I said
internet,
before.
but now,
Yeah.
no.
Well, because it's so much harder to control the message now,
Exactly right. Yep.
right? You can make a statement, and then you're going to have millions potentially of people that are dissecting it, and they're trying to figure. They may be wrong. It depends on how vague your statement is.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And people will make videos. They'll make content. That's the other thing. There's this whole other industry, or not really industry, but this whole other component that you have to think about, and it's the response to what you say. And how they're going to spin it, and how that's going to change things, and is that going to then feed back into what your decision's going to be? I mean, maybe it should, maybe it shouldn't, depends. But it's the whole good publicities, or any publicity is good publicity. Like what Fox is saying, I don't know if that works in the internet age.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
You can use it, you can manipulate people with it.
Yeah. But it's I mean, shoot, especially I would think it'd be hard to get everyone going in the same direction. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own opinion. Sure, you got those echo chambers out there, but how many people make up those things? You know what I mean?
Well,
There's
some
still
people,
yeah.
sorry, some people will take the opposing point of view just for the attention.
That too.
Yep.
Monetizing, what do they
Look
call
at,
it?
I'll give you an example. Like, look at Kotaku, for example. I really don't want to, but look at them. I don't honestly know if they believe half the crap that they're saying, or whether they're just doing that to keep their website afloat. Same with
Right.
like IGN and PC Gamer, for example. I don't know if I'm reading this. I'm like, is there a person that actually believes these words?
Hey, sometimes you gotta fake the funk, right? Get somebody
It's
get
true.
like
Yeah, to make that money.
excited or mad or something.
Rage bait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make money off of that. Again, I don't know how far that's going to get them nowadays, especially since,
Eventually
there's a
people get wise.
paradigm shift. There's
I
a
do
paradigm
like-
shift happening right now.
Like when
Yeah.
YouTube became YouTube, it
Mhm.
just pretty much gave us the ability to become independent news
Journalists.
people, journalists. Yes, and I
Mhm.
love that. Now these big guys, they don't have that much power.
Yeah.
You have all these little guys, but with that, in the wrong hands, like
Oh yeah.
terrible things can happen with that. So
Mhm.
You're going to see, and I think you are starting to see it already, but you're going to see an extinction burst from these established media outlets,
Okay.
because somebody is coming in and eating their lunch and not leaving them much of anything,
Mhm.
right?
They're gonna lash
So they're
out.
going to, it is.
Yeah.
It's what happens. They're going
Yeah.
to keep repeating the behavior that that's been successful for them for so long until they just give up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
can't
it's
do it
like in the
anymore.
ones that are, actually doing pretty well in the space. We've seen that too, a lot of people being targeted by these freaking outlets. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But, let's get to some comments
Oh,
real quick. We haven't
okay,
done this
yeah.
in a long time, but I think we can get
Yeah.
to all of them real quick.
All right.
It worked. Okay. All right. Varys, Lord Varys, he says, it's not a real Saturday morning without this sensational show being aired with the greatest minds discussing many things in a professional, mature, and open-minded way with more sprinkled in between. I love that. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
read that sarcastically, especially when he said professional,
Yeah.
mature.
I thought the same thing too.
Well, thank you.
We have a
Thank you,
well-mannered
Varys.
and well-behaved audience
Yes.
too, Lord Beers.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
And they
very,
don't make
very.
inappropriate. They don't make inappropriate jokes at all.
None.
Oh yeah, no blush
Whatsoever.
meter here. Gentlemen, hello. Master Fox, Boog the Bombastic, and Canadian.
Boom
Uh,
the possible.
What?
I like that.
Boog
I
the
like it. I
Bombastic.
like. Yeah.
Mr. Bombastic,
Yeah,
Canadian
man.
King Gnostic, the powerful. This is going to be freaking incredible with these three brains. Right on. He says that I'm so old that I was there before one of the deities farted in space and created the planet stars in the universe. All I can hear is there's the meme of the water tower falling over and then shooting out that sound. There's stars, space.
Oh god.
Nas in there. Good morning. At Beers,
Alright.
God.
Yeah.
Shout out to the UK master Scotty, Ken the RPG Queen, and of course my Italian Pookie Cookie. Definitely prayers for my beautiful bride.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness,
I love
Pookie
that.
Cookie.
Yeah.
But because I say cookie, I don't say kooky, right? So Pookie Cookie. That still works. That works.
Yeah, it
All
works
right.
though.
Mr. Nas, salutations, good sir. Woo!
Ooh.
Being electrocuted, quite shocking. I gotta charge into that concept. He's always with the puns. I love it. Beers again. That first trailer is definitely Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Parasite Eve mixed.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Parasite Eve. Oh my gosh. Beerus, if the character gets all different unorthodox weapons, it sounds like that game franchise from Capcom with Frank
West.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
having a
that-
senior
that's
moment.
behind them all. Yep.
It's Dead Rising, I think. Right?
Yes. Yep. Exactly
Dead
right.
Rising. Yep.
God dang it. Thank you.
They just
That's
came
what
out
I
with a
was thinking.
remaster for that, I think.
They did.
Yeah.
And it looks
Censored the
freaking
hell
good.
out of it, apparently.
Oh, and who's the one that was talking about the cheerleader who fights zombies?
Oh,
Repop.
Lollipop Chainsaw?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. It's the repop. And
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
that's another one that's going to be thrown into the backlog. I want to play that one too.
That
was
one
one
that's
I missed
not
when it released.
not getting reviewed by any major gaming outlets.
No, and this sad.
It's such a stupid idea.
Yeah.
No, it's like, don't you
Like,
guys
if
work
you-
for us? You know, if you do us a solid, we will give you money and attention.
but-
You know,
But that's the thing, Fox. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't work for us.
that's true. Yeah. Ooh, that's
But the thing is, if they don't review it, somebody will.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if they find somebody that's reviewing this game that they're interested in that does a good job, they may not come back to IGN. They may not come back to PC Gamer.
Yeah, and it's all to make a point about something. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's how it was with all these freaking senior moments all over. I'm sorry, Beers, but the
We'll get back to that point.
protests or the boycotts. God dang it!
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
okay.
Yeah, it's early. No coffee.
I felt
Yeah.
just air escaping out of my ears because just yikes, man. My soulmate wife should play the first game that you showed. I'm sure she can play it on PC if Shadow and Merlin don't need the PC for their feline Tinder profile. Oh no, don't do this. No.
Yeah, Hollow Body. I think she said she liked what she saw.
Right on.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. It's so reminiscent of PS1. You know,
Yeah.
it looks a lot better, but yeah, it gives me those vibes. Scotty, you guys, good to
Oh,
see
hey.
everyone. Good to see Boog back.
Oh,
right on.
Yeah.
happy
right on.
birthday, Scotty.
Yes, happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Shout
In
out to
2
Scotty.
days. My man Scotty's got his birthday, so
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Go out there and have a ball. My
Heck
goodness.
yeah.
Haha, not save all the info for the
Oh,
debrief
yeah.
collab. Nice. Nice.
I started to get a little ahead of myself. I'm like, oh, I gotta stop.
Right
I don't
on.
wanna...
Beerus, Mr.
Bruv.
Scotty, bro, how's the UK treating you? And then Beers again, yes, we need more cat cameos from the Geeky Gatos, especially when they beat her up and claw her.
Oh man, last time was hilarious.
It was. They were just going around breaking everything in that room. Scotty, or no, not sorry. At Scotty, you're right. I eventually called myself.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Hey yo, that's me. Sorry.
Oh, hey.
Mr. Fox. Hugs all around. Hugs. Mark Reed, I miss Ash.
Yeah, this is when we were talking about like Pokemon and Palworld.
Yes. And I want to say the Japanese voice actor recently passed away, or was it the English one? I can't remember.
No, yeah, the Japanese one. Yep, yeah, I remember that.
Super sad. That's the end of an era right there. My goodness. Beerus, I wonder which Fox Pokemon that Fox would be. Probably a form of Eevee. I like Eevee.
I like Tyranitar.
I gotta look that one up. What is that? Tyranitar?
I have no idea.
That's a Pokemon not a lot of people know about.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
that's
know about any of them really.
Yeah.
I think I can. I think if you challenge me to name 5, I can do it.
You got at least the 3 starter Pokemon. So.
Yeah.
The starter Okay. All right. And I only know this because I was watching a bit of Ken's stream.
Yeah.
And she was naming some of her Pokemon after people. She named a Meowth after me.
Yes, that's right. Oh my god, I'm so glad you.
That's great.
That. I can't remember what did I have her. Oh, I'm. God dang it! Here. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's all right. There's Eevee. I know Eevee. There's a Pikachu. Is that the type or is that the name of a Pokemon?
That's the name. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Blastoise.
Yeah, there you go. That's 3. That's 3.
Charizard.
Yeah, that's 4. One more.
And I only know this one because of Smash Brothers. Jigglypuff.
Yeah. You did 5. You got it, man.
All right.
You know more than you thought.
Don't ask me to name 6.
We'll do some research with that later on.
You know what?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I know I shouldn't spill this because I'm talking about the Indie Game Showcase again, and Scotty's going to give me crap. But one of the games that we were looking at is it's very similar to Pokemon, but it's got like an edge to it, like as far as the sense of humor and what the game tries to get away with. And it's called The Edge of Allegoria. There is actually a demo for it too, and it's on Steam.
I love it.
Edge of Allegoria.
Oh, there's Rattata. Is that Rattata? Anyway, so she named a Pokemon after me, and I was in the chat. She was like, "What do you want this name?" And I said, "Name it Darky."
Darky.
Oh, so that was yours?
Yeah. I absolutely love it. And dude, she did not skip a beat. She's like, "All right, Darky."
She's a fantastic streamer.
Yeah, she is.
Her and her husband too, because when he gets on there, they don't miss a beat. He's good too.
I've gotta see it. I've gotta see that.
He doesn't stream, like he'll just like take over when she's gotta, like if she needs to get up and go do something.
Yeah,
he'll just slip right in. Awesome. No awkwardness at all. He's so comfortable with the crowd, like with an audience. He's so good.
That's
awesome.
See that.
I gotta see that. I've yet to see it. Right on. All right. What do we do? Oh, every time I hear the word Nemesis, I instantly imagine Raccoon City in Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis screaming stars while chasing Gigi while she's trying to escape the city. Resident Evil got me. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
$800. I have absolutely no family-friendly response to that defense. I'll keep quiet because Fox didn't get the beat machine for the 90s and the radio DJs cussing on air and getting fined. You know what's really funny?
Yeah,
I still don't know how they did that. Go ahead. Sorry.
7-second delay.
I'll do
Everything was on the radio. No.
Oh.
I'm not saying us. But like on radio and TV, there's like a 7-second delay.
Yeah.
Right. So if anybody says something that's bad, they can cut it out or they can just censor over it.
Okay, that's smart. That's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Okay, where are we? Yes. That's a retro rabbit hole that you 3 got drawn into like quicksand.
I'll go into retro rabbit holes all the time, man.
Oh yeah. It's like we're old enough. Everything that we grew up with is retro now.
Pretty
Radio
much.
Shack, you know. Good lord.
But you know what? It's because it's a fun place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
our
time was great.
Yes, we grew up in the best time. dude.
Mhm.
I stand by that. It was like right there in a beautiful little pocket in time.
It was like a Goldilocks era because it was
Mhm.
kind of like tiptoeing into the new technology, but still having the old
Yes.
school ways of getting out and about with your friends still
Yeah.
and being all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
games weren't like, it wasn't all this crazy news things happening. It was
Mhm.
really at a time where it was chill, you
Yeah.
know, like really having a blast, dancing, getting all crazy.
Yeah. It's like games that you buy actually worked on day one, or they
Yeah,
didn't, and you didn't buy it. You know?
Yeah.
They
Or-
worked. They were complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, and none of this update stuff later on
Yeah.
or anything like that.
No patch day
no
ones.
day one.
Yes.
Yeah,
No DLCs.
Yeah.
none of that.
And you were still at a time where people were trying to gain market share by being creative instead
Yes.
of buying up studios
Yeah.
so much. I mean, I'm sure it still happened, but
Yeah.
back then
yeah.
you had to make a name for yourself by making games that people wanted to play.
Oh yeah.
So you listen to your audience.
Yeah.
Now
So,
we're in
Yeah.
the dark ages of the video game industry
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
moment, which is fine, but they're still making like record profits. We'll see what happens with that. Well behaved, definitely not me. I'm a punk. Right on. Fox, at least you have something coming out of your ears. I have nothing up there. Right. I mean, sure, man. Yeah.
Hey,
Let's sit together at the lunch table. We're
Right.
Those,
practically the same.
Vast libraries of retro knowledge have to be somewhere, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Gotta be.
kidding. Okay. See, Furious? Yeah, you lied to me. You lied to me. Team Rocket and Meowth.
that was
we-
for
Oh yeah, we're talking about Ken's stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on. Yeah.
Yes.
Nas can get his Pokemon certification degree now that he knows
it was 5 Pokemon.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have to play a game at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
for like 10 minutes.
Right on. That's hilarious. This is Ken is sensational. She's always on point. Like, how do you not slip up? She's fantastic. Like,
Mhm.
I asked her before she came on stream. This is when we were in the beginning stages. Like, you want to come talk? Come on and talk about video games. And I found out that she used to host like a radio show. I don't know if she wants anybody to know that, but
Oh, that's
sorry, Ken. But yeah,
It's
she
a
used
little
to-
too late now.
I know. I'm sorry again.
Now we need a 7-second delay for you.
Yeah,
Fox.
yeah.
But the way that she speaks is just because I listened to her podcast and I was like, oh my God, how is she doing this? How is she just so good? And I asked her and she was like, oh yeah, I just posted a radio show in college. I was like, that's dope.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I wanted to be a radio DJ at one point, but I wanted to be a lot of things. My God.
too.
Anyway,
Me
the
too.
1980s. And the 1980s were the golden era of existence.
Oh yeah.
Yes. 100% agree.
Yeah.
I laid you down a retro rewind rabbit hole. Yes, I'm proud of myself. Great.
Yeah.
Yes, you should
It ought to
be.
be.
7-second Fox delay.
Fox delay. Yeah.
Fox would be a great radio personality. I don't
Oh,
know.
yes.
I have too many brain farts, dude.
No, I think that adds to your personality.
You
Though,
think so?
on the show. Yeah, man.
When I can't
like,
recall, it's like,
Yep.
And
I
then-
think everybody
it's
has
good.
moments like that.
Yeah.
it happens way too often for me, though. You know?
Nah,
Okay,
I
so-
don't believe you.
just something happened to me when I was young where my short-term memory is just gone. It's not even there.
Concussions.
It
Concussion.
might have been so
Bro.
when I was young. We were at this rec center or whatever, and they had the volleyball poles next to each other, next to the wall, right? And so
Mm.
I'm a kid and trying to impress other kids at this place, and so I walk up this thing, feet on the wall, and then using the poles to climb up.
Oh, I see.
And so I kind of do a backflip off of that. Not anything like, Nicole Biles, or what's her name? The gymnast. or
Simone
whatever.
Biles.
Simone Biles,
Mhm.
right. Nothing
Yeah.
like that. I was just went back, legs over my head, and then I landed on the ground and it stiffened me up and I fell right back and bumped the back of my head. And any times like, oh, you're such an airhead and you forget a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I bumped my head when I was young, man. It's like legit. I don't
But then
know.
play football too. That stuff happened.
Yeah, concussions.
Yeah.
That one right there.
Mm.
yeah. Especially
Yeah.
when we play the semi-pro stuff.
Yes.
Bro, like
Yes.
I remember on a kickoff return.
That's the one I'm thinking about. Dude, good on you though. But I mean, you ate that shit like a champ.
Oh my
But
god.
man.
Oh, dude. As,
We were
as I
cracking
was
up
going, I
about that.
see him, and then all of a sudden, I'm looking at my feet. You know what I mean? Just on my back, looking at my feet. I was like, dude. And I got up and I looked, and it was like 300, 400 pounds. He was like,
yeah, man.
And I was like,
them boys
fair
were
enough.
big.
Fair enough.
I one of them tried to crack back me, and I had to run through him, and
Mhm.
I had a stinger. I
Yeah.
had a bad stinger. I was like, I ain't never doing that again, man. Coach, keep me out. And I was just like going through, like it was a kickoff return. That was it. And I was like, no, keep me out.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
get
yeah.
out this game.
That stuff is
Yeah.
dangerous, dude.
Dude,
They'll
it's
get you.
crazy. Yeah.
Especially if somebody's eyeing you, you're not paying attention. Oh God.
yeah.
Help you.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
But we're getting it's
yeah. Again.
any final
Back on
thoughts?
track.
Yes. Any final thoughts?
I think the Nintendo
Mm.
just needs to back off.
Yeah.
I think they don't really have anything.
Right
They're
on.
just trying to bluff. I mean,
Mhm.
be like, hey, we're gonna sue you for
Mhm.
something. Back off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're too late with that.
Mhm.
$800. It's no.
Yeah.
If you see this, please
That's it right there.
Yeah.
do not buy the PS5 Pro. Just
Mhm.
stick with the regular one
Mhm.
and just buy yourself an external hard drive and call it a day.
Yep.
Okay. Because unless you just want to have the Pro as a badge, as the
Mhm.
thing,
Mhm.
go for it.
Something that Nasai mentioned last time. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The prestige.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty much it with that. Hollow Body, I think GG definitely I would like to see gameplay from her doing that.
Me too.
I have mine. I'll tell you. All right, this is what I'll do. I'll give you guys the name of the game that I have queued up next after Hellblade. It is called the Callisto.
A protocol. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like
So-
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Yeah. So I'll be playing that one next. Or Lord of the Fallen. So that's kind of
Right on, dude.
yeah. I think just because you're playing Wukong, I wanted to kind of have that theme and go along with that kind of gameplay too. Lords
Okay.
of Fallen. Lords
Yeah.
of the Fallen. That's the one. Yeah. So I think I'll knock that one out,
Mhm.
and then kind of like, or maybe I might just do a nighttime scary game kind of thing. I don't know yet. I'll figure all of that out, but I'll let you
Yeah.
guys know.
We got time. We got time.
Yeah. What about you, Nas?
Mm-hmm.
Any,
Oh boy.
a lot. A lot.
I've always got I'm just trying to collect all of my thoughts now to figure out what I want to talk about. As far as Sony goes, I had a conversation with somebody on Twitter. It didn't really last for very long, but they were talking about the whole PS5 Pro Anniversary Edition and
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Mhm.
And they were saying that somebody that was asking some pointed questions about it was being a hater. And there's a lot of gray area that exists between love and hate.
Mhm.
And at any point along that spectrum, you can still be critical of it.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because you're critical doesn't mean you love or hate, but it just means you're critical. You have questions that you want to get answered, or
Mhm.
maybe you don't agree with the decisions that they're making. Blind love and toxic positivity is not healthy, because
Mhm.
if you're always positive about something that a company releases, that tells them that they don't have to improve. They don't have any incentive to improve. They can just keep collecting your money and pump out a crap product, knowing that you're going to buy it because you're just a fanboy
Yeah.
or fangirl or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to be critical in order to ensure that you have a good product, because you represent a very important part of that product life cycle. You are the end consumer. It is supposed to be made for you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a valid point there. I was guilty of that with Capcom's the Dragon's Dogma. I was all for it. I went ahead, bought the $60 one,
Mhm.
and yeah, I kind of like regret it now. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be better too, but I should have waited for their extended version of it.
Mhm.
Fingers crossed they do an update. So,
Right on.
but yeah,
You know what though? I mean, that happens. People can wake up and be like, you know what, maybe I've been on the Sony boat for too long. Maybe I shouldn't have been in the first place. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of introspection so you can learn where you fit with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to just hitch yourself to one wagon, like the Sony wagon, the Microsoft wagon, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get off at any time and just make the decision that's best for you, because I guarantee you may be loyal to these companies. They are not loyal to you.
Yes, 100%.
Very true.
And they
Very
prove
true.
that. They prove that all the time with their deeds. Yeah, sure, their words might sound great and whatever. But their words are just spin. They're just meant to make you feel something. They're meant to call to action.
Yeah.
Judge them by what they do.
Exactly.
And releasing an $700 or $1,000, depending on where you are, maybe $1,100 in some parts of the world, console that nobody's asking for, and having all these people all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork, and we don't know if they're being paid, or we don't know what angle they're coming at it from, saying, "Oh, it's fine. It's not that bad." I'm sorry, but it's not that bad doesn't mean it's good.
Exactly.
Mr. Zampella.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's Darth Lars Padawan, right?
Yeah.
His apprentice.
Yeah.
Oh man, Darth Lars and apprentice Zampella. Ooh, that's quite the duo there. Goodness gracious.
Good.
But all right, let me do this. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Definitely follow our guy Nas over here. Follow him on his Twitch, his Twitter, and his YouTube. He has fantastic videos. He actually makes me want to get my freaking video making stuff game on another level. It's that good. Oh yeah, you from your script, if you even go by a script, and your editing, you do a great job. I'm a fan. That's why I contacted you in the first place, because I'm a fan. Yeah,
that's dope.
Feels like so long ago, actually. I was just wondering, like, man, it's been a while. I remember like Fox reached out to me, and I'm like, who's this guy? What does he? What does he? That's what does he want from me? Is this a scam? Is he gonna try and sell me his artwork?
Just your brain, Nas. Just
That's
your
all
brain.
Well, you know what though? I'm still glad I mean, you introduced me to like a really good, solid group of people, and I really do appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Good job, Fox.
Yeah, I think we all make a great team. Everyone's in their own right doing a fantastic job, and your minds are just great. So,
and
hearing
Lord
that,
Beers for coming up with Boog the Bombastic. That's awesome.
Hey, I like that. I
Book
like
the
that.
bombastic, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
God.
where I was thinking.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Ellie Fantastic.
That's got to be your intro now, Fox.
Hey.
Boog the Bombastic, kind
Yeah.
of fantastic.
Fantastic.
And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yes. So we got
I like
thank
that.
you, Beers.
Lord Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
J Boog the bombastic, Mr.
Dang.
Okay, it'll. Yeah, I will unwittingly, just as a reflex, just go into the song.
Yeah.
And here we
Sounds
got J
good.
Boog the bombastic, Mr. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
You cannot. You just can't not do it, right?
Yeah. If you grew up in that era, you know about that song.
That song was everywhere.
if that
Automatic.
song was ever playing in a car when it drove by you, you know it.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
such an earworm.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
Right on.
man.
All right, let me go ahead and close this thing out so you guys can get to your Saturdays. Are you going grocery shopping, Nas?
Yeah, I had a really busy Saturday, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's close this out. All right. Right on. We've got return of J Boog. Thank you for coming through. And then we've got Nas. Thank you so much for coming through. Really appreciate it. If you want to follow any of his work, any of the content he has out, that will be in the description. Follow him on his Twitch, his YouTube, and his Twitter. Extremely intellectual guy. Hilarious also, as you've seen in the stream. And then down they'll be down in the description. And while you're down there, you can find our stuff down there, our videos and things like that. Give them a watch. But thank you to the people who, the viewers, we really appreciate it. With not for you, be no reason to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and try to make an intro with haste. So thank you. And have a great day. We should be here next Saturday, but until then, keep it casual. Peace.